What up, people? I know this isn't exactly. Turn it down a little bit. I feel like I'm coming in a little hard. All right, there we go. This isn't exactly the most professional looking video. I apologize. I kind of look like shit. I don't know. Point is, I'll try to keep this video concise. I can be a bit long winded. I can talk a lot. If I really feel like I want to, I could talk a ear off. I'll put timestamps description. So if you just want to kind of skip ahead to the end, go crazy. If you stay for the whole thing, thank you. But it could be a bit of a long video. It's not that I don't like being serious or that I can't be serious. It's just that we're serious all the time as human beings. So I usually try to keep it light. But, I don't want to say I want to, because I don't think I have enough of a following to say like, I need to be honest with you guys, because like at this point only like 4 people still give a shit about this thing, which is fine. It doesn't like bother me, but again, we'll get into that. I think I'm going to kind of go chronologically explaining everything that's been going on and why I've had such a hard time actually being consistent with this, and why I keep saying, oh, I'm going to come back, and then I make one video or no video and then delay it again. And I think it's a pretty simple answer, but I want to explain it because I do. I decided last night that I think it's time I just be completely transparent, put it out there, and explain what the hell is up and why there's so much weirdness. I want to start kind of a little far back. I was doing this pretty consistently in like 2022, 2023. This was about the time I released the comedy special, which I still have mixed feelings about to this day. I think I wanted to do that personally. And as far as the outcome goes, there are things I'm like, I could have done that better. But overall, I do still very much love the project. That comes from the fact that I think it's a little transparent now, but basically around 2021 to 2022, like late 21, early 22, I had suffered. I don't want to say suffered. That feels so dumb because at the end of the day, there's so many people that have had it worse than me. But I had some hard times adjusting to the world, being a new adult. I didn't really have college plans. I went to an academy, like a 1-year academy for film, because that's kind of what I wanted to do my whole life, was film and video and just overall media production. And in that time, I had kind of gotten, because it was like during COVID, and my senior year had kind of non-existed because, of the pandemic, which I don't really care, but maybe it had more of an effect on me than I realized. I don't know. I'm not a therapist. I'm taking these off. I feel like I look a little ridiculous. But basically, in that time, I had kind of had to face life, right? I just spent the last 18 years basically being an immature child. And then when I became a senior, I got that senioritis where I thought I knew shit, but I don't know shit about shit, I had basically, I'm going to keep it real. I went a little crazy. I did some dumb things, got super depressed. And then, this is so weird. I've never been so transparent, but I'm just going to do it. I attempted suicide. And it got to a point where, my family was getting concerned. I was getting concerned, and I was checked into a mental institution for a couple weeks. And, people have done that before. I'm not the first one to do that. I'm not expecting some kind of sympathy. As much as that was sort of the inspiration for the comedy special, is I was basically confessing the fact, like, yeah, I've had some mental health issues. Since then, it was a hard transition when I came back out, and there were a lot of things I did to kind of get better. Alan Cal being one of the big things that really helped me get through that. Calvin was there for me, like literally saved my life multiple times. There have been times I was really just having a total fucking breakdown, and this man was on it, and I genuinely owe him my life for that. I have no idea if he's watching this. If you are, if I haven't said this, buddy, thank you. I owe you my life. But we did that for a while, and that was really that the Alan Cow project to this day has been the most joyous time I've had doing anything. Creatively, he and I were just here. We had known each other. We're coming. What the crazy thing is, he and I have been friends for closer to 20 years now, which is kind of wild. But we've known each other so long, and we've been friends for so long that our chemistry was just perfect. And doing those creative projects was a blast. But Calvin never really wanted to pursue that professionally like I did, which is fine. And I don't know if I put some kind of pressure on him or what was, but eventually, just over time, we're not mad at each other now, but I think he just went to go pursue other things in life. And I don't want to put words in his mouth, so I don't want to get this wrong. But from my point of view, it looked like he just wanted to go do something else, and I was going to kind of go see things. And we almost kind of stopped communicating. Like, we kind of drifted apart. And even though we're still friends, and I still sort of see him as like a brother, we haven't really talked regularly for a while now. And he called me on my birthday, and he wished me happy birthday. And again, there's no bad blood, but I think there's a part of me that after that is when I started to notice a dip in like enjoying creativity. That's sort of when I realized, okay, I really only enjoy making projects if I have someone to make them with. And after he left, like, I have friends that are willing to do it, and Jameson really wants to, but due to conflicting schedules and things like that, we could just never really get it going. So we tried doing Comedy Geeks Unleashed, which was also a blast. But again, we just had a hard time really getting that rolling because of conflicting schedules and so forth. So fast forward a little bit. That's when I really start to notice I'm falling out of this creative thing, and I'm trying to find a job and trying to find something else that really, keeps me stimulated in that same sense, and also still working on the mental health stuff. And that's when I started to find a love for the outdoors and history and doing all that, which can be a little conflictive with the modern, constantly at your computer type thing. And then that was happening a lot of, okay, well, I have this job doing this that I really love, and I have this hobby doing this that I really love, and I don't know how to balance the two. Fast forward a little bit, I get a job at a zoo, not a big zoo, but like a nice, like a very nice roadside zoo is how I describe it. Like, you go there and you're like, oh, this is actually really nice, but it's still on the side. Like, it's not this major league zoo. And that's when I realized, okay, I have a love and a passion for taking care of animals, rehabilitating animals of all kinds. I worked with some of the coolest animals ever. I worked with kangaroos. I worked with macaques, fossa, dingoes, predator birds, citizens, which is like parrots and macaws and cockatoos and stuff like that. I worked with tortoises, emus, just tons of stuff that I could list forever. And I found, okay, so this is what I love. But through all of this, I still enjoyed doing videos, making people laugh, and could easily fall into it. And I was really having a hard time being like, okay, well, what do I want to do? Because I want to be consistent with that, but I also want to pursue this new love, whatever. And then in that time, I had ended a long-term relationship, entered a new one, who I'm a current girlfriend now. And she's also into the zoology field more than me. She went to school for it and everything. We moved in together, pursued that for a while, and then she got a new offer at a better place down south. And so we moved down here, and that's where we are now. Currently, this is where the complications come in. Once I came down, I wanted to get settled, find a job, and I just haven't done that yet. I can't seem to get a job. So currently, I've literally just been door dashing to make money, and it's not quite making the ends meet. And yeah, so that I wanted to make a comeback, and I was trying really hard, but in that time, that's when she got the new job, and we moved down here, and now we kind of don't really have a lot of money, and I've got to focus on making that money and getting back into the field. So there's a lot of life going on. And so in the past 5 years, all of that stuff has kind of gotten in the way of me wanting to do this regularly like I enjoyed doing for so long. There's a lot of things, and I don't want it to seem like I'm trying to get some pity or anything. It really is just in the layman's terms, in the simplest of terms, it's just life being life. You know, I've had a lot of life stuff to deal with. Yeah, so that's kind of in a nutshell. I had some depression issues, and in that depression issues is when I think I found the most creativity, because that's always how it is. And as I've gotten better, because I'm doing great, like I don't want anybody to think I'm currently having depression issues. I actually have been very good. You know, we're at a little bit of a low right now because of the money thing. But as far as extreme mental health stuff goes, I'm doing perfectly fine. But I think the complexity right now and the problem I'm running into is I still have a hobby and a love for doing videography and making skits, making films, whatever. But I'm just in a spot where that doesn't seem to be possible right now. So that's where I am. I want to do more. I want to keep making stuff, but I've sort of fallen out. Not a lot of people care anymore, which is fine, because not a lot of people cared to begin with, but enough people cared that it felt like I was on the rise, for lack of a better term. Getting a couple hundred views, sometimes thousands, was great, and enough to keep me going. And now I'm at a point where, you know, kind of fell off. People don't care as much, and the people that do care are great, and I love them. But it's hard to like keep doing this, which takes up so much time, when I know I have other responsibilities to being an adult. I'm fucking poor right now. I'm out of work, trying to find work, and I still want to do this, but it just doesn't seem possible. So in a way, I'm done, but I'm not. I don't know when I'll be back. And I've said that before, like I don't know when I'll be back. I'll be on a hiatus, but this is more legit. This is more transparent here. I don't know when I'll be back. Could be 20 years for all I know. But I want to keep doing this. I enjoy making videos, making songs, making people laugh. But it's not plausible right now. And to those few of you that care, thank you. You're why I do it. But this is kind of it, I guess. And I've had a blast. And I hope one day I can find the time and the means and the resources to return, because that's what I want. But I think for now it's goodbye. Yeah, I've had a lot of good memories, and it's weird. I don't want to get choked up, but I think it's just because this is what I've wanted for so long, and I've got hundreds of videos of me as a kid, like filming me doing stuff. And so the idea of me giving it up feels like, no, you can't do that. But for now, I need to give it up for now. And if I keep telling myself, like, you can return to it at any time, I'll relax a bit, because I can, and I will. But for now, I've got to stop. I cannot thank you guys enough. This has been what I wanted to do for a long time. And there are a lot of people who watch me where I would not have gotten the confidence to go public with this if not for them. So thank you to those. I hope you know who you are. If you don't, I'll let you know. But goodbye for now. And I hope to see you again sometime.
Welcome to Alex Low Live. If you saw my previous episode, I was spying on a cat. Now, I don't know what I'm